Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together, we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of
In
course,
our humble
Bob.
opinion. Today, Brad, we're going to have a 3-step program for those who sit all day with back pain, herniated disc, sciatica, maybe a bulging disc. And this came about because my brother-in-law, who is a Minneapolis policeman,
Okay.
is complaining of back pain, and actually, I think he believes he has a herniated disc.
Okay.
So we're going to dedicate this video to the men and women of the police force. I mean, throughout the United States, I guess throughout the world even,
Sure.
right? So,
Yeah, especially the black and white, the people that sit in the cars, and
Right.
they're doing a lot of sitting all day long, and then oftentimes they got to get from that and get out to standing or even running activity.
Right.
But the back is, you know, the old saying that, or not the old, but the new saying, sitting is the new smoking.
right, yeah, because it can be very harmful to you, and so we're trying to take it so that it's not going to be as bad for you as it has been. And by the way, this also relates to people who sit at a desk all day.
Oh, right.
It's not just people who sit in a car. So it'd be highway patrolmen, but also
Right.
people who do regular office workers.
You bet.
All
Truck
right.
drivers.
If you are new to our channel, by the way, take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, you know, help Brad and I out and go over to Facebook and like us, because instead of getting a team of psychologists to come out in here and take care of us, we're going to have you like us, and we're going to feel better about ourselves.
Yeah, we'll save a few bucks that way.
That's
Bob.
right. All right, the first thing, Brad, we want to show is why sitting can be bad and why we're going to do some of the things today. So generally, a lot of times, the problem with sitting, Lonnie, if you can see this, is your spine is in this curved position here. So I kind of make a C position here.
Yep, so right here.
Kind of a slouched position.
And that is not the normal or the healthy position, what we call the neutral position of the spine. That puts stresses on the discs that can lead to problems like your brother-in-law is having.
Yeah, so let's show what happens here. So if we take, like Brad always used to like to do, he said if we take these, see these two vertebrae here, these bottom two, and we pull them out,
Yeah.
and we make them bigger.
Yeah, this is our model. Use your imagination now.
So very quickly, I'm just going to show you this. So you have the vertebrae, and in between the vertebrae, you have the disc. So on a normal, healthy disc, you can lean forward like this in that slouch position, and it's not a problem. But after you do it for year after year after year, the back of the disc can start to weaken out. And when you slouch like this, watch what happens.
Oh, that thing hurt. That's the herniation, the inside of the disc, pushing through the wall of the disc and squishing it out.
Nucleus pulposus.
Exactly, pinching that nerve, creating that sciatica and back pain and everything we do not
those
want to have.
nerves are coming right out on the side here, and they can hit that. So let's go right into what they should do, Brad.
Sure.
So the first thing, step one of this 3-step program, is you got to address the sitting issue. You've got to get yourself some type of support, whether it be your car or your office chair. So what we recommend that you first try, because you're trying to go away from this slouching position and go into more of a erect posture,
Right.
you know, in a proper posture.
Right.
So
we're trying to get that lumbar area from here.
trying to get that curve back in
Yep,
there.
that natural curve.
So what you can do is start off with just a rolled towel. We put some tape around it, just to kind of determine what thickness you'd like.
Right.
Because as you can see here, we have a whole array of lumbar supports. I mean, they come in different sizes, shapes, densities,
Yeah.
air-filled,
Right.
not air-filled. What is this?
Memory
phone.
foam, right.
I never remember.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Memory foam. It's
I
hard
know,
to remember that.
and I can't remember it. So anyway, take the roll towel and put it in. Usually, you know, it's going to be around either the belt line or a little bit lower, a little bit higher. Find where it's comfortable.
Yep.
And my, you know, experience with this has generally been that when you're in the throes of back pain, when you have a herniated disc, a lot of times you want one that's thicker. That's
Sure.
been my experience. And when you don't, a lot of times you want one that's thinner.
You'll know because it's going to feel much better when you get the right size.
Right. So play around with that. Drive around with it for a day or so. You know, with the policemen now, they often have the bulletproof vests on, right? So
That's a good question. I don't know if they wear those all day long, but they know.
yeah. And even if you're with a bulletproof vest, though, I mean, you could put this, you know, over the vest, and it's still going to help correct you a little bit.
Right.
So,
and that's where the different varieties, one may work better than the air-filled versus the memory foam versus the regular foam.
yeah, and a lot of these, I mean, the way I use mine in my car, I put it in my back every time I get in the car, but there's some that they have the straps on here that you can put around and put around the seat so that it's there every time you sit down.
Right.
So, Brad likes this one.
Yeah.
The memory foam one, the one I can never remember, because you got spondylolisthesis.
Sure.
And for me, it's too much in the car, but in the office, I like it.
I think for a number of people, like my wife, it's way too big for her too.
Yeah.
For me, at first I thought it was too big, and after about 10 minutes using it, and you sink into this memory foam, it's mine. I mean, I've used these, and they work okay, but this is for me. So again, it's individual.
But you can see why I like it in an office chair, because I can work. I'm kind of forward here yet, but I still have support.
Right.
I don't have to lean back to use it. It's right there for me. All right, let's go on, Brad. Step 2 of the program. Throughout the day, as much as possible, when you have a herniated disc or a back problem, you want to stand a lot.
Yep.
So for you policemen, you want to get out of your car a lot, which means what? They have to write a lot of tickets, right?
Yeah, go, Bob.
So, by the way, part of the reason I'm doing this video is I'm hoping my name gets out there among the police community, and that when I get stopped,
You get pulled.
I get pulled over. They're going, here's Bob.
You'll do anything to get out of a
I'll do
traffic
anything to
ticket.
get out of a traffic ticket. So anyway, you're going to try to do a lot of standing, walking as much as possible. Especially if you're having back pain. I mean, I'd try to get out every half hour and just take a walk around the neighborhood or whatever. I mean, I don't know if you can leave your car.
That's
what they can
probably not practical for them, but
even just walking a few 20 yards out and 20 yards back.
Yeah, and I think one symptom that is pretty typical is getting out of that car, that initial sitting to standing. It's like, and it kind of hurts to stand, but after you've been up for a while, then you walk, then it settles down. Those are the people that really need to get that walking in if they can.
Yeah, and getting out of the car, by the way, maybe most of you already know this when you're having back pain. Instead of getting out like this and then, one leg at a time, you put both legs out, spin, and get out like this.
Right, sure.
So, but the other thing I wanted to show Brad is that it's good to do some extensions whenever you stand up. Put your hands right below your belt line, and you're going to bend back like this. Or sometimes people take their fingers like this and go along the belt line and bend back like this. Every hour. I mean, if this doesn't make your pain, worse down the leg, I would be doing this every hour if you could.
Sure.
And you can also sometimes, if you have a belt in your car or a towel, sometimes doing them this way feels even better. You got the stretch out strap there. So, all right, let's go to the step 3, Brad, which is the McKenzie program. If you're having trouble with a herniated disc or sciatica or a bulging disc, there's no doubt in my mind you should either see a therapist that's trained in the McKenzie program, or you should go ahead and, we have lots of videos on it ourselves. You just type in Bob and Brad McKenzie program, McKenzie, and we're going to show you a basic McKenzie program, but we've spent 15 minutes on this before, so we're not going to do it justice today, but we're going to at least give you an introduction to it.
Yeah, we're going to scratch the surface a little bit.
So on the McKenzie program, you always start off usually in the prone position on your stomach. If you have trouble and that is uncomfortable, a lot of times we start with a pillow. Do you mind throwing me a pillow, Brad? He can't wait to do this, I'll bet. He hums it in there. So you can actually get 2 pillows if you have to, and you can start by laying down like this, and if that's comfortable, then try to gradually take the pillow away to the point where you're like this. And if you're still comfortable on that, then you're going to work on to doing what we call the prone prop, where you're propped up on your elbows, and starting with that. Eventually then, what we're trying to do is, you've been slouching, so we're trying to reverse that curve. So you're going to start with your hands underneath your shoulders, and you're going to start doing press-ups like this.
And this stays down. The belt line stays to the floor or the table.
Can you mention what we're looking for, Brad, as far as pain-wise?
Sure. Now, if you are having pain, numbness, tingling, whatever, down the leg, when you do this, it should be working up. And if you get the symptoms to disappear from the leg while you're doing these, boy, it's gold. You know you're doing the right thing. And I've had a number of patients that had the exact same symptom relief doing this exercise.
Yeah, so if it's going down the leg further, it's getting worse. If it's coming out of the leg, it's getting better.
Right.
And so you're going to want to start doing these, and you know, eventually we'd like to see you getting all the way up like this. The things you want to guard against is you don't want to be just lifting your pelvis up like this, because I'm not really moving the back. The pelvis has got to stay down, and you're going to bend up like this and work towards getting that pain out of the leg. Now, go ahead, Brad.
I was going to say, if you do these and it seems like the pain is not getting better, it gets worse down the leg, if it's in the more advanced stages, then there's some more advanced things that you can do. We do have some videos that show some options to this that work out really well sometimes.
Yeah, we'll show you a couple right now. One of them is the banana. So actually, if the pain is over here, you actually shift your hips over this way while keeping your shoulders over this way. So I want to show the shape, Brad. So
yeah, if you're looking from the top down, he's curved like, and that's why it's the banana, he's curved like the banana. And then we're continuing to monitor those leg pain.
And then you want to do a press up in the banana position. And again, that should decrease the pain. If it doesn't, then maybe the banana is not for you, and you're going to want to try something else. So again, we're not really doing the McKenzie program justice, but I wanted you to just start to introduce it to you. Watch our other videos, because they'll go into great detail on what to do with that.
Right.
So thanks again to the men and women you know, that serve us and keep us safe.
Exactly. We really appreciate it. It's a tough job.
Remember, no tickets to Bob. So thanks a lot.